Welcome to Business Over a Brew, the show where we talk business with some of the Riverbend's most interesting and influential business leaders, all while enjoying a nice brew at the Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier Hotel in Alton. Today we'll talk to Al Canal with the Wildy Theater. Al will tell us where he got his stage name and about his days as a stand-up comic. So let's get to it. It's the Business Over a Brew podcast from the Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier Hotel in Alton. Welcome to Business Over a Brew. Pleased to be joined in this episode by Al Canal with the Wildy Theater. Al, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to start here. Where did the name Al Canal come from?
So you heard it here first. Not my real name.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. It basically it's kind of a name that I use so I could leave the state of Illinois without the the authorities knowing about it. Yeah, there's certain legal things that sometimes you got to kind of cover up.
Sure.
Multi credit card with multi names on it. It's all it's all good. It's all good. I'm in Illinois, right?
You are, yes.
Anyway, so basically, it was just a nickname that was given to me because of a crazy night that happened when I was 19. And it actually, even though I live in Missouri, it does have to do with Illinois because if you way back when, the drinking age in Illinois was 19, where it was 21 in Missouri. So it was just a crazy night, and that night some friends of mine gave me that nickname, and we had a great time. So I wind up getting, for the heck of it, getting baseball hats made that says, okay, we could go into a little bit of stuff. When actually, so they gave me the nickname in the call, that's out of the blue, and it just stuck right away. We go to a little nightclub in Illinois, and I had to use the bathroom. I walk out, my friends are sitting there, bunch of guys at a table, and naturally they're sitting next to a table full of ladies. I walk in, and one of my friends just started going, "Look, it's Al Canal. It's Al Canal." And my other friends go, "Al, oh my God, it's Al. Oh my gosh, come over here, please come over here." So and they're having fun. Well, one of the ladies sitting at the next table, girls, turned to him and goes, "Is he somebody famous?" And my friend goes, "That's Al Canal. You don't know Al Canal? Everybody knows Al Canal." And the other girl at the table that goes, "Yeah, I seen him on TV, I think," which obviously she never had. But all of a sudden they were like, "Oh my God, come on over." So needless to say, it wound up being a very fun night. Here's a little fact. I'm hoping not breaking the guy code here, the rule of men. But ladies,
Well, we'll edit it out if you do.
okay. Every once in a while, a man, a guy, just whatever, may mislead you, or a little bit in order to, coerce you to canoodle with them. I'm sorry, it's out the bag. Oh my gosh, now you know it.
This is getting cut for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be. I'm gonna get kicked out of the guy union at this point. I just gave away the magician's secret here, didn't I? But anyway, so it was just a great night. The next day, we all going to party. I went to a place, and I decided to get a hat made, a T-shirt made, but says Al Canal on it, and then I wind up getting a T-shirt made that I gave to friends of mine that just says I know Al Canal. I got enough made for the people who were there. I go there, and they start laughing at me because of that, and then give them give them the shirts, and they start laughing. So next thing, other people reported like, "Wow, can we get one of those? We want one of those." So I actually started making them and selling them for no reason, and people were buying them. And then I got a baseball hat made by said I know Al Canal. And I kind of figure at that point, if I can market myself for no reason, I can market, it'd be a good, something to try. So I was doing that. Um, about 6 months later, I'm in a comedy club watching a show. The MC, for some reason, noticed me and started talking to me. And we talking back and forth, and I actually got a couple little laughs for not trying, just conversation, and he goes, "Hey, come up on stage here so we could talk better." So I go up on stage, and he goes, and he asked me my name, and I said it's Al Canal, and he goes, "Nice to know you, Al Canal." And I said, "Nice to know you. Would you like to buy a hat?" And I put a I know Al Canal hat. The crowd loved it. They thought it was hilarious. Um, they're trying to make some money, but so they so at the end of the show, he says, "Hey, would you like to come up and tell a joke?" So I came out and told a joke, and I got like I got a good applause. So afterward, the people running the place, they did a comedy show every Friday night. The people who run the place go, "Hey, do you want to come back next Friday and do like 5 minutes on each show?" And I said, "No. I mean, I really, you know, it just I got other thing to do." Well, we would give you $25 and then all your drinks. Now I'm 19 years old. This is about 1980. $25 is good money, and especially since I'm 19 in Missouri, and the drinking age is 21. I'm like, okay. So I came back and just started doing that, and so that kind of roundabout what long story, could have been a short answer, but
How long did you do? You did so. You were doing stand-up comedy for a little bit. How long did you do stand-up?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we do had
right,
the
yes.
I know Al Canal bumper stickers. So if you would like one,
Those still for sale?
yeah,
Okay.
they're available. Tell you what, just for you listeners, look me up on Facebook, okay? Al Canal. You can find me. Trust me. Al Canal. There are a couple of other Al Canal, but they're posers. I'm the one and only. The rest are phony. So look me up. Anyway, and if you send me a private message with your address on it, I will send you one at no charge. Just for you listeners today.
All right.
A
Wow.
operator standing by, and and in fact, we were actually double the order. Yeah.
How about that?
They pay shipping and handling. No, the kid. Okay. Anyway, so where were we?
How long did you do stand-up?
I'm glad. Thank you for keeping me and
I'll try to keep you focused. Sure.
Keep me focused. Yeah. I have a little ADD, which means even though I don't mind people having guns, I would never own a gun. When you got ADD, the three things. See, you never should do is don't own a gun, because like me, I would be like, "Hey, look, it's not loaded," juggling it, bang, oops, sorry. And I would not be the first one, sad to say, but you shouldn't go skiing, which I never have, and you should never drive a motorcycle. I learned that after my second accident.
Only took you two. That's not bad. That's good.
Yeah, I thought it's a nice day outside, so I'm kind of tempted to do that. But yeah, you can't be riding a motorcycle going, "Hey, look at that," you know,
Right.
I do that in my car sometimes, and they got all the ads about being a distracted driver, and don't people think I'm texting or something while driving. I'm not. I'm just a bad driver. Okay, so
We'll keep that in mind if we see you out. So
oh yeah. Oh yeah, I had got put over a few times like that because of that, and they go, hey, you been drinking anything? And I go, no, I'm just a driver. And usually they go, they actually understand that excuse. I mean, it's kind of nice.
sure.
Anyway, so I did back to what you asked about. Did about 8 years.
Okay.
Did toured around the country. It was during the comedy boom of the early '80s, where even every place was in the country was doing comedy. I mean, the basement of a Taco Bell were having a comedy night. That's yeah, so traveling around the country, and then one day just walked up and said, kind of like the passion of the traveling of it. In the entertainment business, there's a saying, you do the shows for free, you get paid for the travel, because that's rough in that business.
Right.
Any business is. Yeah.
So take us from. It's a little bit of a winding road, I'm sure, but take us from doing stand up to being with the Wildy now. And and tell us a little bit about what you do for the Wildy Theater.
The Wildy Theater. Okay. Ooh, he taking my picture. So, and by the way, I'm sorry I was running late earlier. I gotta tell you, I got here late.
No problem.
Here's a little tip for everybody watching. Don't ever buy a GPS from the Dollar Tree. It is not a good, it like every 5 minutes the voice goes, in 2 minutes, pull over to someplace and ask them for directions. I mean, that's all it does. It's just a loop on it. Yeah.
Right.
So it wasn't good. So it took, did take me a little while to get here. Anyway, so did comedy, lost the passion, wind up going, wind up actually about then, a comedy club in St. Louis called the Funny Bone opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Been there for many years. They opened it up. The owner was doing shows 4 nights a week, bringing national touring acts. And with the first time they actually brought in, first place in St. Louis that really were doing that. There were other places who did it a little bit. So went up to him and said, "You should bring in some local. There's a lot of great local acts here. You really should have a night with them, kind of open mic night type thing." And he basically was newly married. He said, "I'm newly married. I'm here 4 nights a week. I don't want to be here 5 nights, 6." So I said, and actually no, he was there 5 nights a week. So he didn't want to be there 6 nights a week. And I said, well, I'm running for you. So running the open mics, and then a Monday night with Best St. Louis, and then slowly he would going looking for other things, other locations around the country. So I slowly took over running the whole place for him, and did that for about 10 years. During that time, when I have opened up other clubs in the country, and did that for a while. Was just not running things, but booking comedians. Booking about 12 to 14 clubs and full-time clubs and a bunch of smaller clubs. And then this fell into running around the country to different comedy clubs that assist them in getting open or assist them to making them better. And that we're doing about the past 6 years before I came to Wildy. At that point, I was at home. Some friends of mine did soul camps who are from a band called Pablo Dog. live in St. Louis, but the two since 1970 have played internationally. They were going to be at the Wadi, invited me to come see the show. I went there to see a show. Thought it was a really nice place. About a month later, they told me they were looking for a new manager for a place. So, that was in October of 2013. I got hired 4 months later because it's a city-owned venue, and cities move slow.
Hmm.
That's another big secret you probably didn't know, but cities move slow at times.
Right.
Yeah. But and then been there for just celebrate about 5 years of being there.
It's been around for a long time, the Wildy. Did you know much about the history of it when you took over?
I have learned the history. You want the real fast history?
Sure.
The Wildy Theater in Edwardsville, Illinois, down on 252 North Main. WildyTheater.com, by the way. It opened up in 1909. Has the Oddfellows Society brought it, opened it up. Had both the ballet theater and a meeting room for them. It named the Wildy Theater because Thomas Wildy brought the Oddfellow over to England. He died in the late 1800s, so a lot of Oddfellow organization were naming different things. Wildy this, Wildy that. Because the Oddfellows they basically raised money for charity. So they would help community build things, and they got the name Wildy. But that was the meeting hall, the Wildy Theater. People like W.C. Field, Ed Jolson, Ginger Rogers played that in Vaudeville. 1936, Vaudeville died. The Depression helped end that, and it got converted into a 825-seat movie theater. That lasted to 1986 when single-screen movie theater pretty well died because of multiplexes and cable TV came about.
Right.
It was shut down for about 20 years. The city decided to purchase it because it got in total disrepair. They put a bunch of money into it, turned it into a beautiful, beautiful facility. If you haven't been there, come on by and see it. Even when we don't have a show, we try to show you around. It's just a great venue, and reopened 2011 in the present 325-seat venue with two event room for wedding receptions, bridal shower, baby showers, meeting, birthday parties. There's everything in the room. Beautiful rooms. If you want to check those out, please call the Wildy Theater, WildyTheater.com. I'm going to plug this 618-307-2053 if you're interested in rental of them. Very affordable. But we bring a national touring act from around the country, also do local shows. One of the best places in the Midwest to see a concert. I tell you that. And if you come to it and you don't believe me, let me know, and I will figure out something to for you.
When you took over, I know there was quite a bit of concern about the future of what was going to happen with the theater. What did you see as the biggest obstacle to overcome there?
So I was the first person to be there who had any background in the entertainment business.
Right.
And that was, and that actually was one of the main things because they were doing what they thought was right, but the entertainment business is it's a very unique animal. It's they were doing the best that they knew how, but
So just trying to get quality acts in for people to come see?
they actually, quality. I mean, they were bringing in some quality acts, but I don't know, some of the marketing wasn't there. I mean, it's a very
Tough business.
yeah, it's a tough business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the restaurant business, which is not not how easy how it looks.
Right.
It's definitely not. But I will say this: I had amazing support of the Mayor Patton, and the aldermen there. They gave me some amazing support, and the place in the past 5 years have been doing some things that I'm totally proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've been in the entertainment business for a number of years. Um, who are some acts that you really enjoyed working with that maybe some of our listeners would recognize?
Um, comedy wise, music
Let's start with
wise,
comedy wise. Yeah.
so many of them. Jack Foxworthy, Ron White.
Mm-hmm.
Ron is still a very good friend of mine. Bobcat Goldthwait is.
Sure.
Um, I mean, even people like Kevin Hart, that's a more recently a guy, but goes on goes on and on. Steve Harvey, Bill Engvall.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go way old school, Pat Paulson. Um, this, with 30, 40 years in business, Jerry Seinfeld. This, and a lot of times they were people. I got to work with them when they were just first starting out in the business. When they were, doing little comedy clubs, traveling by the car to city, and entertainers. They're just like people. I mean, it's a job. I mean,
Right.
without people, um, they, there's some really. The majority of them are really great, and then there's some who are not that good. But not gonna mention names, but for the most part, some real great. Music wise, and most of the music my experience with music have been because of Wiley Theater. Oh, old school, way old school. Of course, we have Pat Boone there, which was amazing. The legendary Pat Boone came in. Said it was the smallest venue he'd done in 20 years. But we managed to achieve a reputation where acts are calling to come play it. Um, Bobby Bell, legendary country singer. Um, we go classic rock, a lot of classic rock there. That's a niche. Let me see. See, we did have Martin Ball from Jeff Hotel during his 50-year anniversary there.
Mm-hmm.
Across Head East, we had Gypsy, who did a retirement show there, but the big news about them. Greg Raleigh, who was the main keyboard player for Santana. Denny Lane, who was basically we consider Denny Lane and Paul McCarthy. Denny Lane also was a founding member of the Moody Blues. The Boxmasters were there with the drummer Billy Bob Thornton, and Billy Bob was great.
Was he?
Oh my gosh! Not only did it put on just an amazing show because Billy has a passion about music. I mean, he loves that thing. I mean, he rides. He could either fly from gig to gig while his band is on the tour bus. He rides on the tour bus. He's he just loved he
Just wants to have the whole experience.
yeah, he played drums. During the show, he told a couple of stories, a couple of anecdotes, and then this was kind of cool. After the show, he came out and he did wanders out in the lobby, and he hangs out there for an hour and a half, taking pictures and signing autographs with everybody in the place.
Wow, that's neat.
His tour manager says he never does that, but he must have felt really, comfortable at the Wildy Theater.
Well, I know you guys have a big summer coming up. What do you guys have coming up on the schedule?
What do we got coming up? Well, this Saturday we have Jeremiah Johnson playing the blues. If you really love the blues, that's the show to come to, except for it's sold out. With 326 seats, shows do sell out the Wildy. In fact, the only bad seat in the house is the one you didn't get because you waited too long.
Right.
Let me see. The week after, we had Thunderstruck. It's an AC/DC tribute to the Dead On. If you love AC/DC, this is the show to come to. They've been there a few times before. From the start of the show, everybody stands up and they're just going crazy in place. June 6th, we have Roger McGuinn, founding members of the Byrds. June 8th, we have Al Stewart doing the cast someone doing his great hits package. And that's only in the next 3 weeks. We Dueling Pianos are coming in. Jimmy Vaughn from the Fabulous Thunderbirds. That show is sold out. Sorry. Hotel California, Eagle Band tribute coming in. We tend to do a little more tribute bands in the summertime because most of the bigger bands are out there doing like festivals and fairs. The Outlaws are coming in, and that show sold out. Oh, this is cool. July 20th, there's a very hilarious comedian named Greg Wallen, who actually from St. Louis. We had him there a couple months ago. He taping a new comedy special, and he was going to do it in LA and New York. He came to Wildy and said, "I'd rather tape it here. This is a great venue." So July 20th, you could come be a part. I hope you come.
Yeah.
Please do.
I'd love to. It sounds cool.
I would love to have you there. Joe, you too. Joe's in.
All right.
Anyway,
Joe and I will come together. We'll bring the wives.
All right. And we filming for a national comedy special, and so that should be real fun. Tickets only $15 for that. That's a bargain. The guy is so funny, but anyway. John Mayo from the Blues Breakers is coming in. If you like the blues, again, Papa Chubby, that's a heck of a name, is coming in out of New York. This is what I wanted to tell you. So Gypsy, you know who they are, right? No. Anyway, classic rock band, huge in St. Louis. 2 years ago, they did a retirement show at the Wildy. 3 sold-out shows. Until we sold it out. And it was going to be their last show. Since that point, been getting phone calls and people going, "When Gypsy coming back?" They're retired. Yeah, but when they're coming back? They're retired. We have a retirement show for them. They live in Minnesota, by the way. They go, "Yeah, I know. I was there when they're coming back." And it wouldn't. And the reason they retired is a lot of the members were getting up there and then they wanted to do the traveling thing. So back to the whole traveling thing. Well, the city of Everett, the Everett Police Department, which are great people. Hi, Chief Kevin. Anyway, they do a fundraiser for Special Olympics every year. They do multiple fundraisers. And this year, they usually do a fundraiser with Shop and Save, and that kind of went on the wayside because Shop and Save shut down. So they were looking for something to make that up, and they was wondering what they could do. So gave the lead singer, a Gypsy, the main guy, a call and said, "Hey, here's a reason for you to come. Come in and help us raise money for Special Olympics." And he calls me back 2 days later and says, "Everybody in, we're there." So August 30 and 31st, Gypsy returning, And
for a great cause, too.
Yeah. Person tickets are going to Special Olympics, so that's very cool. Well, we get to keep going through, but that's pretty much the summertime.
Sure.
Hopefully you have me back before that. So that's enough about that. We'll have some
Absolutely.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Al, you got a fascinating story. It's thanks for coming on and telling it.
Are
on
we
business.
done?
So that's about it. Yeah.
Oh man. So what am I going to I told them I'd be back at 10. What am I going to do to them?
Well, we can drink.
We could drink. Yeah, did we mention this place? Where
Well,
we're at?
we'll mention Great Rivers Tap and Grill for sure. Our wonderful host for Business Over a Brew, Great Rivers Tap and Grill. Thanks as always.
I want to give you a plug too. You got some great beer here. A nice little tavern, nice room. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm going to. What time they're open? Do you know?
We'll check into that. Well, it's a hotel, so they're always open, right?
Oh, cool. So I could spend the night and then be right here for the opening.
That's right. Yeah.
I will look in the menu. The menu look good.
It's really good.
Oh, well, I may have dinner here.
Nothing bad on it. The food is tremendous here. So.
All right. I appreciate it.
Al, enjoyed the visit. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right. For business on, what the name
Business
is?
Over a Brew with Al Canal.
We're just going to call it Bob.
Bob. That's what Joe and I call it, as a matter of fact.
There you go. Joe, look at that.
Thanks for watching the Business Over a Brew podcast. For more video of me drinking free beer with some of the Riverbend's most interesting and influential business leaders, visit AltonDailyNews.com and click on the podcast page. To enjoy a great meal with great food, great service, and great atmosphere, visit Great Rivers Tap and Grill inside the Best Western Premier in Alton. Check out some of their new menu items at GreatRiversTapandGrill.com.